This video popped up in my feed from a fellow small content creator named Chleepy. It's a video about Mr. Deorio. I've been seeing some drama brewing in the commentary community for a while, but I still don't understand what the quote-unquote drama is, and no, I'm not gonna fucking use Twitter.
Hello ladies and gents, welcome back to another video on the Chleepy channel. Yesterday was likely the most terminally online I've been in years. Typically with this YouTube channel, I like to pour in maybe an hour and a half into these videos, maybe throw a couple tweets and then move on with the rest of my day. That was not the case yesterday.
Alright, first of all, that's not really the flex you should be doing, man. People watch commentary videos to be entertained and somewhat, get informed. But sure, you touched the moss grass.
As many of you know, I've had my issues with Nicholas Deorio for months at this point. I mean, for the better part of a year, he's been like incessantly making streams and essentially A-logging the enemies of Ethan Klein, while offering little to no pushback on literally anything Ethan Klein's been doing this year. And frankly, like, that's probably my biggest issue with him.
Okay, we are starting with strong accusations. Mr. Oreo did indeed criticize Ethan multiple times. This is a recent clip where Ethan talks about the N-word Tourette's thing, and in my opinion, dishes out a bad take.
It's like you're doing it to yourself, So, I'm speaking out of turn.
If it was an itch that you're scratching and you can't scratch it, thank God there's medication for that. You can take like an ointment, you can rub some fucking anti-itch shit on your body or something like that. You could take a pill, take a Benadryl. But the itch being scratched of you screaming the N-word at the awards show, unfortunately doesn't have a pill that you can swallow to make it not happen, to my knowledge.
Right, because I don't know what his experience is like, but...
Yeah, I totally disagree with his entire take here.
I would definitely bring a fucking pillow or something.
Dude, you're gonna bring a pillow to the BAFTA awards?
And
don't you think that's kind of demeaning? Don't you think, like, I don't know, everything else is allowed to be loud and proud, but people who have Tourette's need to bring a muzzle?
See, now this is a pretty interesting pushback, obviously, because the guy making the bad take has fucking Tourette's, and the guy making the good take doesn't. But even before that, Deorio has been a staunch critic of Ethan targeting sponsors.
I need you guys to know that is happening. Saria, I don't know. I didn't know who this person was. They're like a TV streamer who plays video games, I think. Yeah. Yep.
Nicholas!
Incredible thumbnail bait, I will say. But streamer plays video games. After a lot of thoughts and research, I terminated my contract with Gamer Supps. I didn't want to move forward with companies who are partnered with Ethan Klein. I know it's difficult these days to find brands that don't have problematic entanglements, but it is what it is. So first of all, I don't really have a problem if people are calling out fucking, sponsors towards Ethan, because Ethan's called out sponsors toward other people. I also see the immediate irony about Gamer Supps, which is extremely funny, because obviously there's the G Fuel thing. That is funny, okay? The problem is this Sarah girl or whatever, I don't really think she cares about any of this stuff. She tweets out like a virtue signal tweet every time anything like this seems to happen.
Again, Nick has multiple times called out Ethan's previous audience capture, clipped moments, and even criticized the lawsuits to a degree. I don't know what else you can do when Ethan Klein is mostly right on recent dramas, usually because the other side is fucking batshit insane.
Today was pretty bad, wasn't it? Really sucked for you. You were so disappointed. The betrayal of one of your closest long-term friends, huh? TikTok, though, Ethan. TikTok, because this was just a taste. This was just a small part of what we have organized for you. It's only gonna get worse.
Why is he making Bad Empanada look like a fucking G? You're making him look so fucking base, dude.
Obviously, you can go into the individual aspects of the critiques that he offers against people, but my biggest issue is that it's so clear that he has just picked a side that is financially rewarding and is digging his feet in as hard as he possibly can. I gotta hand it to him. Last year, he made a couple $100,000 in donations. The other day, I saw him make $600 US in 3 minutes on stream.
Oh no, he's right, and he's making money. The worst possible combo.
Individual viewers are sending this guy $200 on stream. It's ridiculous. With financial incentives this great, how can you switch away from being a Ethan Klein cocksuck? You can look at Nick Deorio's history as a content creator. This is the most money he's ever made. It's the most attention he's ever had. It's hard to move away from that. It's crazy to say this given Nick Deorio's physical dimensions, but he is one of the most successful orbiters I have ever seen. The issue is he's orbiting a dying star and he's trying to convince you that this is a totally normal, healthy star that is not sending fucking fire fireballs at everyone that looks at it wrong.
First of all, the word orbiter is as overused as slop. I think you are just jealous that you are late to the train and jumping on another shittier one now. He is by far the most entertaining YouTuber covering this internet drama. Ever wonder why no one defends Ian or Anissa? Because they objectively are wrong and gross. The dunks are so easy that people are bored of it, honestly. Also, everybody knows that fat people are funny. Maybe you should gain some weight.
It's how a guy that was doing impressions of Eli Klein just a couple years ago.
Oh, no, but do you hear Tommy do the Hila Klein voice and shit like that? He did that today. You guys did this tonight. Fucking Tommy gets on there and goes, "Hey, Keemstar. So maybe you should start being a little bit nicer."
That's way worse.
Tommy is
the fucking we're gonna get Tommy to start.
Tommy
doing
is a really good.
I
still don't understand why Tommy's Israel voice is racist. I don't get it.
Okay.
It's funny to me.
I was in the military, and now I am wondering why Keemstar is so mean to people.
Is now clutching his pearls, saying that Anissa Joma's impression of Eli Klein is offensive.
I'm a big fan of Nicholas Deorio. What can I say? You do your research.
I don't know.
I know.
Not only is that offensive, it's also bad. Like, it's a bad impression.
This is such a bad faith argument. The clip is from years ago, when Ethan was more audience captured and politically correct. Deorio was also much edgier back then. The context is so different that ignoring it is insane. Yes, people change, what a shocker. Ethan is now friendlier with Keemstar too, because even Keemstar admitted that the dog pile on H3 was nothing like their beef.
No one understands. No one will ever fucking understand my struggle. You don't fucking get it. All I want to be is pure evil. I want to be the bad guy so bad. I try everything I can possibly do to be the fucking bad guy. But I'm always in a fucking fight or a feud with pure evil, which turns me into the fucking good guy, and my reputation over the last couple years has been ruined. How many times have you motherfuckers been like, you know what, I kind of fucking like Keem. You know what, I agree with Keem here, or yeah, Keem's the good guy, or you fucking find yourself fucking agreeing with me, right? I don't want it. I want to be the fucking bad guy, but I keep going up against pure fucking evil.
It's funny for a different reason. We are not laughing with Anissa, we are laughing at her. If you wanna throw some punches, you have to be funny or witty. It's not hypocrisy to criticize Anissa for making fun of an accent. Come on, you have to be smarter than that. If you are presenting yourself as a leftist, then you can't fucking make fun of some immigrant's accent. Isn't that obvious?
It's the same guy, but different incentives. Now, let's get to the meat of the video. Augie RFC had a reply to my tweet that I disagreed with because I don't like the spirit of it. Now, I understand what Augie's doing, okay? Augie's offering a perspective that kind of defends his friend. And I think Augie's being a good friend in doing this. I disagree with what he's saying. And if I'm giving my read of it, I think Augie's being a little dishonest in this tweet. However, I will say, once again, I understand he is trying to be a good friend, so I'm willing to give him the pass, okay? So, let's get into this chronologically. I've already shown you the clip, but we'll play it again because that's what happened first.
It's the same clip, you know the drill. I respect your time, I'm not gonna play it again.
Deorio calls it offensive and bad. Mocking someone's accent / second language speaking is offensive to most communities partaking in targeting Hila this way. That's not really an opinion either. There is a huge double standard in what people are allowed to ethically mock. So that first paragraph is different to what he said on stream. On stream, he said, that's offensive and it's bad.
Oh wow, as if a 6 hours long live stream might not be the best medium to give nuanced takes.
I don't know. Not only is that offensive, it's also bad. Like, it's a bad impression.
I said I had one. That's my Ela impression.
That sounds like a character from fucking what character is this from The Simpsons? I think it's Barney.
We're now 20 seconds past him saying that it was offensive. There is no claim of hypocrisy yet. Because it wasn't in his brain. It wasn't what he was thinking. He said it's offensive because his reflexive response is to defend Hila Klein. Defend the Kleins at all costs. Figure it out later. Rationalize it later. The hypocrisy argument wasn't in his mind. He was thinking, bad thing said about Hila Klein. This must be anti-Semitism. This must be offensive. This must be something wrong.
It sounds like Barney from fucking... Is it Barney? It was like the fat guy. Oh, wait, this actually... Oh, that's a good one. She sounds like the bear from the Cleveland show. But you're saying Apu because she's doing like a weird... Everything she does sounds like a weird Muslim accent, too.
Now we're calling it a weird Muslim accent. Again, it has nothing to do with Anissa being hypocritical to her leftist ideals.
Because that's fucking obvious, and sometimes obvious things don't need to be spelled out again and again. Even then, there can be multiple angles to a situation, right?
This is just a post hoc rationalization that Nick Deorio is trying to offer so that it doesn't seem like he was being a pussy on stream. Because guess what? He was being a pussy on stream. But let's continue the clip. We're 1 minute and 4 seconds in. Let's see if in the next minute he says anything else.
Her only concept of accents is doing like a Muslim thing.
Big fan of Nicholas Deorio. What can I say?
Well, actually, a little Indian maybe too.
You do your...
She sounds like she's about to explain what I need to.
Deorio can't tell if it's Indian, can't tell if it's Muslim, can't tell whatever it is, okay? To me, when I hear this, well, I think, wow, she's impersonating Ela.
See, that's called being entertaining. Let me spell it out. You see some material and try to make jokes. Sometimes they don't land. That is why you shouldn't look for deep nuance in commentary YouTube live streams where everything is live. Listen to this again. Deorio can't tell if it's Muslim, if it's Indian, can't tell what it is. Ah, as if he's making a throwaway joke about how bad the accent was. Nah, he was making a deep political statement. I'm cutting this short because he keeps repeating the same talking points. Please feel free to watch his original video.
The hypocrisy argument was nowhere near his fucking brain. Oh, I'm gonna call it a hypocrisy argument. That was clearly not something I was thinking about. So when Augie says, objectively, it is, if Ela was black and Anissa was like, shit, man, what you doing? That would be hilarious, because it's offensive. I don't think Nick is suddenly disavowing offensive humor. It's obviously a hypocrisy argument because Anissa is a woke scolding leftist. Again, that was nowhere near what he said in the clip. This is all post hoc rationalization. This is all an excuse that we come up with after the fact so that we don't look like pussies.
Do I have to nail this point over and over again? You are looking for false nuance, probably because you are just trying to stir shit up, which honestly I respect.
My issue was never, is this offensive or is it not offensive? My issue is, why did you say it was offensive? What made the ultimate rape review guy say, oh guys, this is too far, this is offensive? Why did you say that? You said that because you're protecting the bag. You said that because you're allied with the clients. That's the only fucking reason. So give me a break with all this, oh, they're woke scolding leftists. They shouldn't be saying this. They're hypocrites.
Because it's coming from a person who does policing for words like rape, retard, and bitch. You are usually not shocked when you see your weird uncle get arrested for domestic violence. You'd be shocked to see John Green randomly screaming the N-word, I bet. That's what makes it offensive. The hypocrisy itself is offensive.
You know what I think? I think it was a funny impression. I think everybody thinks it was a funny impression.
Now I think you are rage baiting, but if you genuinely think this impression was funny because it sounded like Hila, you need to get your ears checked.
I think we need to start by saying that was not a Jewish impression, that was an Ela Klein impression. And Ela Klein is Israeli. Ela Klein simply sounds funny. She has a very goofy sounding voice, okay? It is comical that somebody with her voice has landed herself in a successful position in podcasting.
Now we are headcanon writing this. Strange how you can deduce that it's not a Jewish accent, but Israeli Hila Klein accent. As if that's any better when someone markets themselves as a woke leftist.
Now, as for your woke scolding leftists, they're not allowed to make fun of people. As Nick says, the caveat is that it's fair game to do this if the person is hated enough. Ian and Anissa have moved on from edgelords to woke scolds, but constantly fall back on tactics they used before. No bad tactics, only bad targets. I reject that concept.
Sure, you can reject the reality, I guess that's how it works.
But if we're going to go down that path, Israel has systemically oppressed Palestinians for decades.
Ugh. Now I feel like I'm the one getting raped.
They have butchered over 70,000 people in just over 2 years. They are genociding Palestinians. I think it's a pretty woke lefty thing to make fun of systemically oppressive people.
Now what the fuck is wrong with you, buddy? Do you even hear yourself talking? Holy fuck, we really have to take the slow. Hear me out. That's called racism. A normal citizen has no way of stopping this. Especially considering that Netanyahu's party received 23% of the votes. Although, like, that doesn't even justify shit, you know? You are literally doing racism, dude. Individual people are not responsible for a government's actions. I thought this was pretty clear. Apparently, it's not.
So if you want to go down the road of hypocrisy, in their own fucking ideology, it definitely would not be. And that's if you're under the impression that Anissa is making fun of Israelis generally, rather than just impersonating Ela.
Holy mother of strawman. What the fuck does Hila Klein, a person who left Israel a decade ago, has anything to do with Israel-Palestine? Where the fuck did this come from? Do you think she is commanding the IDF? Married to Netanyahu? This is a random woman with opinions living in the US. Are you fucking stupid or genuinely just rage baiting? I can't tell. Chleepy, do you think she is Israel? Israel is a country located in the Middle East, buddy.
My perspective, You can be a leftist and still make fun of somebody's stupid fucking voice. Especially when that person has been up your ass for the better part of a fucking year. Oh, but Chleepy, iDubbbz always talks about empathy, and Anissa, they always talk about empathy and going to therapy. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude, like, you can have a general rule set that you use for everybody in your life, but when you have a fucking group of enemies that makes content about you nonstop for like an entire year, I think that those general rules can go out the door when you're approaching people that absolutely want to fuck with you and mess with your life.
Right, as if it wasn't Ian and Anissa who backstabbed them and kept going and literally fucking said this.
I think me and Ethan are both meant to be rolling around in pig shit all day long, and other people are meant to do boxing or debating or whatever else. Ethan and me, pig shit rolling around type of fellas.
Anyways, he keeps repeating the same made up talking points, so do go watch his awesome video. All I'm gonna say is, I think this guy is very late to the money train and frustrated. I get it, but you are now in the same camp with Anissa and Ian. You think that niche audience is a good target? No, they are not. I could easily make a lot of highly polished bad faith arguments and post my slop on Twitter or Snack subreddits. Those people are mentally ill. Well, we all kind of are, but they are 3 steps below me, dude. I think this is a pretty clear smear campaign grasping at straws.